Time has come for America to hear the truth that the hottest places in hell are reserved for those who, in a period of moral crisis, maintain their neutrality. There comes a time when silence is betrayal. Something is happening and people are not going to be silent. The truth must be told.
You want to go fight, go to Iraq and Afghanistan. But you want to be here hurting U.S. citizens. Where is that in the contract? Where is that in the contract? Leave these people alone. They're U.S. citizens. U.S. citizens. U.S. citizens. U.S. It does not make you want to do this to them. It doesn't. Stop hurting these people, man. Why y'all do this to our people? I've been to Iraq 14 months for my people. You come over here and hurt them. They don't have guns. They don't.
Look at the history of the United States and the history of the world and acknowledge that things like this can happen, things like this have happened, things like this are happening right now.
When high-level authorities will seek to use every method to silence dissent, the truth of these words is beyond doubt, but the mission to which they call us is the most difficult one. Even when pressed by the demands of inner truth, men do not easily assume the task of opposing their government's policy. The human spirit move without great difficulty against all the apathy of conformist thought within one's own bosom.
They started shooting innocent people with those little...
rubber bullets.
Yeah, those rubber bullets. They were shooting people, arrested innocent people just for protecting other people, and they have no idea what they're doing.
So was there a lot of kids during that time?
Yeah.
And did you see like babies around too? So why would
like 2 babies.
2 babies?
Yeah.
Did any other children get hit with rubber bullets?
A 5-year-old girl got hit in the eye. And a boy in the feet. They didn't even told them to stop doing what they just shot him right here, right in his head. In the head. No, his head, his back. It's not saying his back. No, right here. His back. They shot him in the head.
Okay. But are you alright?
Yeah.
You have an unarmed civilian running away that's an alleged gang member that they say is alleged, and they shoot and kill this guy. He's dead. Police officers are shooting women and children and letting their dogs out on him. Where's Obama now? What if your son was Manuel Diaz? What if he was murdered by Anaheim police?
They just started running after people. Huh? The cops just started running after people.
Why do you wear that mask?
Because I'm scared. I'm scared for my life and my family's life. Anaheim Police Department is no joke. They will kill you.
Now we're seeing a complete totalitarian takeover of the United States of America. And we've been talking about this for years now. This is the police state. This is the police state. This is what a total breakdown of our society looks like. But we're seeing all of this intensify. This is all intensifying around the Second Amendment. Should we be able to own guns or not? Let's take guns away from the people. These are very big, very hardcore issues.
Scary to think how we're already halfway there. We're already at the light gray state, and it's all shades of gray.
2004, for instance, free speech zones were unknown. Everywhere was a free speech zone. That's what this country was founded on. It's a peaceful assembly.
You are an American citizen, and you shall be arrested for having freedom of speech and using the First Amendment of the United States Constitution. The Constitution is a very dangerous concept. Do not dare try to invoke the First Amendment of the United States Constitution. This is no longer America. This is Walmart, the United States of America.
as they encroach on our rights, as they say there are more and more threats out there and terrorism is real, we're taking off our shoes first, and then we're getting patted down, and then we're getting body scanned and radiated and patted down again, and now I'm getting swabbed with my hands to check for explosives.
Do you like to fly?
Yeah.
Do you think we should be treated like cattle?
No, yeah.
Yeah, I do.
You do?
Absolutely, I do. Do you think there's integrity in politics or integrity in banking?
Wait, no, go back to that.
Go back?
You don't think that airport security is a good thing? You know what? They're not violating anybody's rights. You don't have to fly if you don't want to.
Every American, every person on United States soil or international soil can be deemed as a terrorist. If they have really any reason to want to detain you, they don't need to acknowledge your Fourth Amendment rights.
It's what supported things like the Patriot Act and now the NDAA and the ever-encroaching police state.
By order of the City of Pittsburgh Chief Police, I hereby declare this to be an unlawful assembly. I order all those assembled to immediately disperse. You must leave the immediate vicinity. If you remain in this immediate vicinity, you will be in violation of the Pennsylvania Crimes Code. No matter what your purpose is, you must leave. If you do not disperse, you may be arrested and or subject to other police action.
The disease is statism, and people are evolving past the paradigm of institutionalizing their desires to dominate others by violence and coercion into this thing called government. We're realizing that the morality that we expect ourselves to adhere to, the standards of behavior and conduct, like when you were taught in kindergarten, don't hit and don't steal, it wasn't unless you're a cop or an IRS agent. You know, when you learned thou shalt not kill, it wasn't unless your dear leader gives you a gun and a badge and a one-way ticket to the other side of the world. Those were moral absolutes, but what we are doing now is institutionalizing them in government and creating this moral exception for people that have the socially granted monopoly on the initiation of force over a given geographical area by calling it government and pretending that it's good for us.
But using the slogan, they got through the USA Patriot Act, which removes many of our liberties. Nobody made a sound when we lost habeas corpus, due process of law. And suddenly Bush managed to get rid of it. Where was a voice on television, aside from mine, that spoke out against this? Where are all those noble jurists, those great lawyers, those lovers of liberty? Where the hell were they? They were nowhere. Now we have a totalitarian government. And the totalitarian government wants to watch everybody, total surveillance of everyone. They listen to the telephone conversations. They look at your credit cards. They look where you travel. We are totally policed. This is contrary to everything in our Constitution.
Fox 59's Russ McQuaid tonight shows us how some of our local police departments are now armed for war.
Surplus U.S. military hardware is coming home from the wars, being assigned to the streets and back roads of central Indiana to keep Hoosiers safe at a time of escalating homeland violence. Once it patrolled Afghanistan. Now it's an armored SWAT vehicle with windshields that can take a direct hit from a .50 caliber weapon, a gun turret up top, and the armor to protect at least a half dozen cops inside.
When I first started, we really didn't have the violence that we see today. The weaponry is totally different now than it was in the beginning of my career. Plus, you have a lot of people that are coming out of the military that have the ability and the knowledge to build IEDs and to defeat law enforcement techniques. Plus, you have a lot of people that are coming out of the military that have the ability and the knowledge to build IEDs and to defeat law enforcement techniques.
We've been reporting about this all along. Police are arming themselves to fight against your average American citizen, conservatives, patriots, and definitely returning military. Why aren't people seeing this? Well, perhaps because their local news stations are massaging it into their brain that this is completely normal.
According to the Pennsylvania State Supreme Court, police officers no longer need warrants to search a person's vehicle. The Pennsylvania Supreme Court ruled 4-2 that police officers can search a vehicle without a warrant. Critics say the ruling gives too much power to police and will infringe on citizens' privacy.
The National Security Agency is collecting a massive trove of images that it intercepts over social media, emails, and texts, some which are so clear it can use them in its facial recognition operations. According to the New York Times, top secret NSA documents indicate that the spy agency's global facial recognition technology has seen huge growth in the last 4 years.
And now to Florida, where a school teacher allegedly humiliated a 12-year-old boy in front of an entire class after she caught him reading the Bible during what was designated as free reading time.
I begin with that shocking lawsuit. A Connecticut family claiming their 3 daughters were brainwashed into joining a religious cult by teachers and, of course, that guidance counselor at the high school.
On the outside, it's a typical suburban school. But on the inside, a new lawsuit claims 4 staff members at Avon High School in Connecticut tried to brainwash 3 sisters, and their parents had no idea, indoctrinating them, quote, into a religious cult that promotes martyrdom and celebrates death, leaving them flat and distant, reclusive, secretive, and non-communicative. Adding, they began speaking in a bizarre new language and cut off all of their communications with the family.
This case strikes at the heart of the First Amendment.
It's absurd. Why don't you have me arrested? Why don't we do that as a civics lesson? A nice First Amendment lesson, right? It's absurd, but everybody's playing around about what the content of this is. Nobody's talking about censoring the book. Nobody's talking about banning the book or burning the book or anything.
Would you please be respectful of the other people?
Like you're respectful of my daughter, right, and my children. That you had that you put this book out with the notice. Why don't we read the notice that was put out?
Why we ask? Would anyone else like to speak?
Because I violated 2-minute rule.
Would anyone else like to be recognized? There's somebody in the back.
This is ridiculous.
Your name is Gail Front.
I'm sorry.
Gail Front.
Thank you.
Can you take your address, please? Whitehurst.
The world is changing with accelerating speed. This presents opportunity, but also new dangers. It will be your generation's task to respond to this new world.
Where we face new challenges. This is the world you are graduating into. To lead in shaping a new world order for the 21st century.
We found it on YouTube.
Is it on YouTube?
Yeah, it's on
Do you have the
YouTube.
address for that?
No, yeah, it's East Street and Lincoln on November 7th. And I want to know that the officers...
You want the link?
Yeah, the URL.
The URL?
Here, we'll give it to you after
I'll give it
you're
to you.
done
Can you
watching
watch
too.
it right now?
I won't be the one doing the investigation.
Can you watch it? You work in this department. Can you watch it? Did you just see him bitch slap him? Did you see the young man compliant?
The other officer?
I just want to know these two. Who? How do you spell that?
Let me get it for you.
Thank you. And badge numbers too.